If you want swatches and my first impressions of the Marc Jacobs Leopard Frost palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video, and yes, we are talking about the Marc Jacobs Leopard Frost. That's what I call it. If it's the different name, I'll just put it down here, but I have been calling it that for a while. This is a palette that I got right at the end of December. I think it was even the 31st of 2018. And I was not in a big hurry to try it because I thought it was sold out. I thought I just got it before it was gone. And Julie, a subscriber who comments very often in the comments here on this channel, mentioned to me, hey, have you done looks with this palette yet? Have you tried it? Something like that. And I said, well, no, I thought it was gone. But apparently, because of the VIB sale, she was letting me know that, and thank you, Julie, that this palette is still available. So there was no reason for me to not use it on camera thinking it was gone, limited edition. I was actually saving it to play with on my birthday. I just decided, okay, well, I'll commit to do a look during the VIB sale and have it up. And I'm hoping actually to have a second look with this palette before the end of the VIB sale. So I have it right now on my eye. I guess eyes, both. If you want to see how I created this look, I will put a timestamp right here where you can go and watch that. But I thought that I would do a 1-2 punch and also offer you some swatches. So I'm going to do that right now. There are 7 shadows. So it looks like this. And if you've never seen a Marc Jacobs palette, there is a mirror on the other side. But it is so shallow of a mirror. I mean, there's not much vertical that you really have to get up close and personal if you're using this palette to create a look. But anyway, let's just talk about this palette. So there are 2 mattes and 5, would they be called shimmers or metallics? Oh, it's called the 800 Flamboyant. Iconic Flamboyant. I'm still going to call it the Leopard Frost. Too bad. Well, yeah, it says Frost Eye Palette. I'm confused. Is Frost the eyeshadows? I don't know. Maybe someone can educate me below. Anyway, so 5 shimmers / metallics and 2 mattes. And I say shimmers / metallics because they pack a punch, but I don't know what they would be categorized at. So I'm going to be careful to put the palette down here without it falling, because that's the one thing with the packaging. It's very slick and it slips around. You got to grip that thing. I mean, it's good. It's easy to hang on to when it's closed like this, no problem. But when it's open, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, I've made a little nest for it in the towel I have here. And we're going to, there are 7 shadows. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. My hands are very dry, but I will show you what they look like on the fingers. So these are, I would say, kind of traditional metallic colors. And I'm going to use this arm. So starting with the left to right of the palette, let's look at the names here. Hey Girl Hey. Next one is You Slay. I really like the name of that color. And it is very pretty. I did choose to wear it today. The next one is On the Runway. It's kind of a brown, chocolatey brown. And last one is Serving Up. So those are the first 4. The shadows don't show up that powerfully, and I'm inclined, I think I'm going to swatch them right away while I still have stuff on my fingers. Shadow on my fingers. Just make sure I'm not going to goof up here. Yeah, you see a lot more of the pink here. I didn't see it when I applied it earlier. Well, as you'll see later. Okay. Buildable, the colors show up a whole lot more on the second pass. And of course with a pinky it feels like the gold gets short shrift, but so is life. Such is life is what I should say. All right, going to get rid of the shadow on my fingers. Okay, I think that's reasonable. Now we're going to go into the last three. One kind of a gunmetal gray, and then the two mattes. And obviously I'll do a second pass on these as well, because that's what I did with the other four. Eleganza. I almost feel like I should have looked at the names before using them, because I might have picked colors based on the names. Eleganza and Extravaganza. And For Your Life. And as usual, the mattes don't look good. And that's pretty much for any palette, whether it's Marc Jacobs or something else. Although this is the first time I've played with Marc Jacobs shadows ever. So second pass at all of them. The mattes feel like silk. They feel fantastic. All right, here we go. Oh, it looks so much better the second time. And last one. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about the mattes, but they do apply really well. Oh, so if you want to see the application, please keep watching the video. So out of all of them, I think the first color that I was excited about trying on really did pan out quite nicely, both in swatches and I think on the eye. I think it looks pretty good. Just looking at them now, there are a couple of pairings that I like. I like these two. I definitely like these two. I like these two. These, of course, you could use together, but I don't like it as much as what I've seen elsewhere. The mattes and the gold would look good, for sure. And you know what? I mean, for a really cool toned look, smoky eye with a little bit of a bling on the inner corner to just a little bit of the inner lid, that could look really good. So there's definite potential in a lot of the pairings. I think the curation of the colors was pretty good. I mean, there's nothing super edgy in here. I mean, the two edgy colors would be these two, and in my repertoire, I would not call those edgy. But would it be a palette upon first application that I would have trouble recommending? And I'm still looking at the swatches here. I don't think so. And I think that whether you like cooler toned shadows or warmer toned shadows, I think that there's pretty much something for everyone in here. It is nice that there are a number of shadows that would suit somebody who prefers cooler tones, because not that many eyeshadow palettes or brands cater really to cooler tones. And I think there's some good stuff. And kind of for every color palette as far as skin tone too. There are darker or deeper, more pigmented shadows. There are some lighter ones. And I don't think there's really a transformer shade. But yeah, I think they're doable. Oh, and it's this fourth one. Serving Up sort of looks like a duochrome. It looks like there's some gold and peach in it. So that I don't even know if it comes across on camera, because I didn't notice it until now. But there's some peach depending on the light you use. I think it's the only one that's like that. The third one, Metallic Brown, looks like it's got a bit of pink. The first one is pinky silvery. Yeah, there's dimension to the shadows for sure. But yeah, that's it for the swatches. So how about getting to that demo so you can see exactly what I created here. All right, the Marc Jacobs Leopard Frost. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this. And I am inclined, I have a little bit of Smashbox Matte Exposure Vanilla and Desert is what I have on my eye right now. But I think I would want to intensify this look with a couple of mattes from the palette. So there are two of them at the end here. So I think that's what I'm going to use right away. And we will figure out what kind of shimmers I use afterwards. Let me grab a brush and we'll get started. I am going to attempt to use this kind of fluffy brush sideways for my crease. This is a Smashbox Contour Shadow Brush. And let's go right into, we'll start with this one because I really don't know anything about the mattes from Marc Jacobs. I've never used a Marc Jacobs shadow. This is my first time ever, so let's just go in. It's like sort of a khaki brown, light brown. It was pretty smooth, but it's not very noticeable, so it's hard to tell when a shadow is pretty much like whatever you've got on your eye, whether your eye color or the previous shadow. It's hard to tell how the shadow behaves, right? Because you're not really seeing much contrast. If anybody's wondering why I'm not using a crease brush, it's because there isn't one in the set of Smashbox brushes that I am testing out. And I decided not to cop out as I usually do with the double-ended Shape Matters brush, also from Smashbox. I have something, there we go. Okay. This is not a very great mirror, or a very good mirror for eyeshadow application. It almost feels like I should be holding it this way. Maybe I should. Okay, I think I'm okay to deepen up the crease, outer crease, and I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to use the deeper kind of chocolatey brown, sort of a cooler brown. And I'm going to go into, kind of into the crease and then outer lid. Well, that shows I wasn't sure what I was going to do. That's okay. It's blending relatively nicely. Okay, that's a start. I think I'm going to intensify the outer lid with a denser brush. And for that purpose, I'm going to use the full coverage shadow brush and go right in again on the one side and try to get from the crease to the outer lid. Just a change in brush can make such a big difference. I think I'm saying that in all my videos, but it's true. You can take one shadow and make it look so different. I think that looks okay. I'm going to replicate it on the other side. I feel like I say this with every palette, but the mattes are a little powdery, and that's fine. Not every Marc Jacobs palette, but it feels like almost every matte is powdery, and I've got something in my eye. I'm hoping I'm not hiding my eye here from you. The palette is so small, it's not, I don't think that's going to be an issue, but I always worry that I'm hiding what I'm doing. Are they even? Sorta, kinda. Let's go a little bit more. And I'm going to go in with that denser brush and do the same as I did on that eye to intensify the outer lid. Boy, you really have to hold this palette up high because it is, there's so narrow in height. So far they're applying well, but there's nothing that's making me go wow. I mean, they're nice shadows, but I don't find so far these colors exciting. But if I need to do a nice look quick, so far I would say, I would agree with somebody who says you can do good looks quick. Now, what to do with the rest of the shadows? Well, first off, I have a feeling that this top one would look good as a brow bone. Nope, it's way too shimmery. So there isn't really a brow bone highlight, but I do have vanilla up there, which is fine. It's very punchy as a color. I am inclined to use the burgundy on the outer lid, and why not? That really bright color right there. So let's wipe off the brown and go right in with the burgundy on the outer lid over top the brown. Same brush as I said. Okay, they play pretty nice together. And I'll put just a little bit on the lower lash line. I don't mind that at all. And now I'm going to use my pinky to go on the inner lid with that really bright color. Now let's see if we can just meld it into that burgundy. Oh, that is really bright. Whew. Okay, I'm not too crazy about it. I'm okay with it on the very inner lid, but I find it too punchy further in. And so I think I'm going to take my ring finger and go into the gold and try to soften it up a little bit. How often do we say that? I'll soften it up with the gold, but I'll try. I said ring finger, right? Apparently it's my index. I think that worked a little bit. I think it's not quite as harsh, but it went over the burgundy just a little bit too much. And now that I've used my fingers, I'm going to use now this time my ring finger to get a little bit more burgundy on there. Okay, so we have a bit of a gradient of color. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye and be right back. I think I've pretty much replicated what I did on this eye right on this one, but I'm going to go in with a precision brush. I really like this pyramid style brush, and it is called the Multitasking Detail Brush, and that's a perfect name. And I'm going to go back into this one, which is Hey Girl Hey, and just get to the inner corner on each side. Just a little finishing touch. Okay, I am happy with this. I think this look is solid. Is it really my jam? Probably not, but I think it's not bad. And I mean, my jam, if I were to just say, if I were just doing a look for me and not trying to do a look to get a good feel for the palette, I probably would have used these two. This one on the outer lid and this one on the inner lid. I've done a couple of looks with that color combination, and on my eye shape and my skin tone, it looks really good. I'll put an example of it right there. But I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 shadows. So I think that gives me a pretty good idea of what the palette is like. And of course, I can't do a wear test because I'm just trying it right now. But I at least wanted to give you one look with this palette. I will do another one, I'm hoping, before the end of the VIB sale, as in uploaded and ready for you before the end of day on the 6th. And that way you can decide if you want to pick up that palette, if it's still available, kind of last minute. Because it's nice that the VIB sale is on and you can get 20% off. Because these palettes, I don't think this one's going to end up going on any sort of a discount, because it's I don't know, it seemed to be pretty popular with a lot of folks. All right, so let's just finish up this look. I will do liner, mascara, and lips. Be right back. Okay, I am back, and let me tell you what I did. I did go through a number of liners to decide which one. The first one is Alkaline, the second one is Crash, then there is Empire, and I think that's Empire. Yep. And Annabelle. And I decided that for the upper lash line and lower waterline and lash line that I would use this Crash liner. You can see that that is the same. So Crash liner from Urban Decay, and it has some micro shimmer in it, and I thought that since the burgundy was kind of had shimmer to it, that it would look good. And then also used Annabelle Blackest Black on the upper waterline, and that you can see how black it is, and it's very, very creamy, so it works really well in the waterline. And I have something on my nose. Nope, I don't know what it is. Let's just brush it off, whatever it is. Next up, I used the Lancôme Monsieur Big for mascara, 2 coats, top lashes only, but there was some transfer onto the lower lashes, which I'm always okay with. I think that looks good. And finally, now I did not have any Marc Jacobs liners. I thought that would have been nice, but I do have a few lip products, and I chose Pretty Thing from the Enamoured High Shine Gloss, what would you call it, line. And I think it's a really pretty gloss. It's just a nice light peach color. And so that's what I have on my lips right now. And I don't mind the look. And I finished the whole thing up with some Maybelline Master Fix setting spray. So that is what I finished up with. And that is the look. For anything else that I have on my face today, it's always in the description box. So you can take a look at that. So do I have a firm opinion? I just gave you everything that I could think of offering in this video, but I think that I need to play with it a little bit more. Like I said, I will definitely do a second look with this. I'm really hoping to get that done before the end of the VIB sale, and yeah, we'll go from there. But at least there's one look for you. I think we're done. I hope you enjoyed the swatches. I hope you enjoyed this look, the creation of it anyway. And I thank you for your time. Let me know what you think of this video down below. I always appreciate it. And until next time, take care.